Morning. Before we start, let me give you a little bit of history. Oh no, you're all saying. Don't worry. When I was at school, and this was in the junior school, a long time ago, another kid who I knew quite well came up to me in break time with a little board that either he had made up or his father had made up, don't quite know. I had never seen the type of lamp that was in there. I realised it wasn't a lamp. It was one of these, or the smaller version. And he had this on a board with a little magneto. This was a type of magneto that are found in the more up-to-date, when I say up-to-date, there were more modern type of magneto in telephones. It just consisted of one Alnico type magnet. But anyhow, he proudly showed me this, and as he turned the handle, the lamp lit up. Well, it flickered. It was obviously going to the pulsing. And what it was, I found out afterwards, was one of these lamps. This one's the bigger version. The one he had was very similar, but obviously smaller. And to add to it, he said to me, there's two terminals there, just touch those and I'll switch something on this board. And I said, oh, what does that do? He said, no, it doesn't do anything, lying so and so. Had I have touched it, I'd have probably got a little shock. These little generators pushed out about 70 volts at about 20 cycles. Well, they're not going to kill you, make you jump a bit. Anyway, that was my first recollection of this type of lamp. Here we've got a much larger one. I've got one in my hand there. It's really nothing more than a neon tube or neon lamp. No resistors in the base. They don't go connecting this up to the mains. It will destroy it immediately. But I don't know where this one was used. Obviously not in a domestic radio. The domestic radios used to use the beehive type without the resistor, as I learnt through experience. This was probably on equipment used during World War II, because I'm pretty sure this actual valve tube, call it what you like, came from the same source as the other two I put up. There was a gentleman at the Wimbledon boot sales who used to sell valves at a ridiculously low price, and I bought a few of them. So yeah, they're unusual. To me, they were all ex-army type lamps. Then now, getting back to these, show you the inside. You've got the two electrodes, the outer one and the one in the middle. All right, they show the old British 4-pin type valve, but needless to say, you've only got two wires that are used, which is obvious, I suppose. Seeing the pinch, the way they go in. Now, the whole idea of these tubes was to regulate, control the voltage. They were a regulator and often used on other pieces of equipment. Oscilloscopes use them, I believe, use little tiny neon lamps. The whole idea is if the voltage became too high, the lamp would strike, and by striking you'd immediately cut the voltage down. You'd make a path through it to reduce the actual current, so you would effectively bring the voltage down or keep the voltage within a certain range. And that's what these were used for. Whether this was used on radar equipment, I don't know. If anyone out there knows, please let me know, because as you know, I'm a bit of a nosy so-and-so. Would like to know what these were used for. So that is the query I've got on this one. Neon gas regulator, control the voltage. It's quite a popular way of controlling the voltage in the olden days. I tend to think of the olden days as I'm an old codger, being 80, so it's always interesting. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Any comments please make. I've got another unusual valve to show you next. I haven't a clue what it is. I thought it was one of these type of valves, but it's obviously not. So I'll put that up next. So if you've got any idea what that is, let me know. And that too also came from the gentleman at Wimbledon boot sale, who had some very interesting bits and pieces. It was my type of stall, not a stall selling pots and pans or old clothes, but interesting electrical bits. So thanks again for watching. Thank you, I do appreciate it. Thank you.